Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we are here with Jordan Platten. We're going to be discussing how he went from working a 9 to 5 to making nearly £100,000 a year in basically just 2 months. So before we do, make sure you're subscribed, turn on those notifications, and let's start straight away. Awesome, so here we are with Jordan. The first thing I want to do is basically just hand it over to him so he can explain a little bit about his background, and really what we're going to talk about today is how he went from working literally a 9 to 5 to making just a bucket load of money in a very short space of time. So over to you, mate.
Okay, so where I started, first of all, I've known Jonny for a couple of years now, and he got a head start on me on the online entrepreneurship game. We used to work together in a 9 to 5 job, actually in a couple of jobs, and I was always stuck in the rut of wanting to work for myself and being fed up of working for other people and earning other businessmen so much money, and I was just getting a tiny bit of cream off the top and earning silly commission rates. So I'd spend all of my days speaking to Jonny and moaning about my job, about how I'm not earning enough and how I need to be working for myself and living this amazing life that I wanted to live and be able to travel the world and be financially free. I wanted to be able to do things without having to look at my bank balance all the time. But I found myself just getting into this rut where I was stuck working my job and kind of not knowing which way to turn to get started. I had other business ideas, so when I was in university I used to run nightclub events, and it was the time of my life. It was absolutely fantastic, but it just didn't work out, and it wasn't ever going to work out in the long run. It wasn't ever going to be a secure financial business for me to kind of set up and long out. So I was speaking to Jonny. Jonny left one of the jobs we were working in, and he started his YouTube channel and then as an FBA, and the rest is history from there. And I used to call up Jonny every week and say, I need to get out, I need to start working for myself, I need to start doing something and become an entrepreneur like you are and start making the kind of money that you are. And I just used to complain. All I used to do is complain, and I was so scared to get started, and I had such a big fear of failure that it stopped me for months and months and months of actually getting started, until one day I was speaking to Jonny, and I'd never even heard him speak to me like it before, and he was like, I'm fed up. He was like, Jordan, I'm fed up of giving you all this advice, but you're not willing to make something happen and to change your life for the better. Just
to stop you, what were the main things that were holding you back all that time? Because it was a good a good few months, wasn't it? What was the main things were you going through? If you try and bring yourself back to that moment, what was going through your mind of because I was talking about buying courses and stuff like that, because I'd seen how good it was. What were the things that were going through your mind? Because I think a lot of people will be in that same position.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I first was thinking about quitting my job, and the biggest problem was the fact that I was so financially stable. So in my job I was already earning £50,000 a year, which was a lot of money for a 23-year-old guy. Actually I was 22 at the time, and it was that everyone was telling me I was crazy when I told people I wanted to quit. Everyone was, all this pressure from my family and other friends saying, like, why would you quit your job? You're in such a good position, so many people would kill for what you got, or whatever, and I was so scared to take the plunge because I was scared that I was gonna start and fail. And also I've heard about all these online courses that people were taking, but I was so skeptical, and I didn't want to actually invest in myself and buy a course. And in the end I did. I bought a course, and the rest is history, and it's been absolutely fantastic, and it taught me so much. And obviously alongside the course as well, I studied loads of books, I watched lots of videos, and I think that was, for me, my biggest objection was actually being able to invest into myself. And being able to kind of put money into the pot in the first place, so I can take stuff out, well, in the end of it. So
all right, okay, cool. So after kind of a lot of back and forth, and like you said, you were on a good wage. You were making enough money to support yourself. You were eating out every single day. You're eating out. So you were living a nice lifestyle. Yeah. But I know you weren't happy with it. So let's go to that turning point where it all changed for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when it all changed, I was having a really bad week at work, as I always was, and I was just I was speaking to Jonny, and I knew I needed just to find something. I needed to stop making up excuses. I need to find something that I would be good at. So I called up Jonny, and he started talking to me about social media marketing. And I looked into it, and because my job was in corporate sales, I knew that I could do well in it. So I didn't waste no time. I ummed and ahed about buying a course, so I bought a course, as I said, and I started reading kind of tirelessly, and within 2 weeks of actually taking that course, I had got my first 2 clients, and I had quit my 9 to 5 job. And the point financially that I was at when I quit my job was £2,000 monthly, and that was more than enough to replace my outgoings. In my head, I said to myself, I just want to replace my outgoings, and then I'll quit my job and I'll take the plunge. And then since that day, I mean, Christ, I've been working now for 2 months in social media marketing, just over 2 months, and I'm now making just short of 6 figures. So I've had a massive kind of spat of growth at the start of my business, and to be honest, I've actually got a little bit lazy of late, and I've actually slowed down a little bit, and I've only just started cold calling again. I had a couple of weeks off because I got complacent. It was so easy, and now my life is just completely transformed. I mean, today we've spent the morning playing golf, and we've earned a combined of £3,500 between us, and it's just a completely, I mean, if I could, I was saying to Jonny earlier on today, if I could look back 3 years ago, and when we were sitting and we were complaining about our jobs, if I could say, Jonny, in 3 years' time we'll be playing golf and we would have earned £3,500, I mean, I think we would have spat our drinks out. So I can't even explain the feeling that I have now from working for myself and taking the plunge, and it all boils down to taking that plunge and getting over that fear of failure initially, and speaking to people who are already doing well, so you can motivate yourself and look up to others who are in the position that you want to be in. That's a
really good point, because if I kind of go back to my time when I started, it was literally the same thing as fear of failure. It was not having anyone around you. So once you have people around you that have, even if they've just done it a week before you, then that's all you need sometimes to be like, oh, okay, at least I can see around the corner. You know, it's as if you were doing a maze. They've already done the maze, and they're going to help you kind of go through it again. So that's massive. That's why reaching out to people, feel free to reach out to Jordan. He's got a YouTube channel. Go and sub to him now. He puts out great content. You do a proper video a week, don't you?
Yeah, so I do a video every single Friday consistently. I might start doing some more actually, because things are starting to kick off. I'm still in my infancy with my channel, but I am looking to grow my personal brand, and I'm also going to start offering coaching as well, which you'll be able to find out more about on my channel. So yeah, definitely do reach out to me if you're looking to start social media marketing or any kind of online business, and I can really kind of firsthand. It's still so raw to me because I've done it so recently. I've still got it right in my head, everything that's gone through my head from the start of the process. So for those of you that are just starting out, reach out to me and we can chat.
So what are your, I want to go for 3 tips, but I want to talk about a few things. So first of all, I'm going to say, what are the big tips for people that are doing social media marketing and either trying to get their first client, or maybe they have a few clients but they're not getting the results for them. So the big concerns that I hear people come up with are getting clients can be tricky, but you're incredible at sales. You've always been the best salesperson in the companies we've worked for. And then it's how do you get results from? Because the results you're getting for your clients, they're incredible. They're a lot better than most of the people I see. So how do you do those 2 things? Okay,
so first of all, I mean, getting clients, that's actually a question I get all the time, is with people message me and they say, I'm really struggling to get my first client. And the main problem is, and I'm a strong believer in cold calling. For the jobs I've had before, there's always been a strong cold calling background. And that's what I do. So when I approach businesses, I cold call, and it is all about humanising and not speaking to these business owners like they're above you. These business owners are just like you and I. The only difference between them and us is they own very successful businesses, but they are morally on not on no higher level. Sorry, I can't get my words out. But people presume when they're first starting out, if you're 18, 20 years old, because a lot of people are young in the social media marketing game, they just presume that these people are so more superior to them. And I think that's where they're starting the call on the back foot, and they're speaking to these business owners with a lack of confidence. And that's what it's all about, is speaking to these owners with confidence. And you've got to remember that these companies need you. You are calling them up to make them more money. Okay, I mean, in your head, all you want is that monthly retainer. You want that service charge, but you are calling these businesses up to tell them that you want to make them more money. And I think that's so important when you're cold calling. and when you're reaching out to companies. And really all I do on a cold call is my main goal. I just want to get them in front of me. I just want to set a meeting and sit in front of owners. But yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot more else. I mean, without going into too much details on reaching out to people.
Yeah. Well, you can go to your channel for that. But I remember when we were working, one of the jobs, if you're an OG subscriber, you'll kind of know, the job that we did, we were reaching out to CEOs, like top level CEOs or CTOs or COOs of the biggest companies in the world, like turnover at least of 100 million.
Yeah, at least.
And the reason we were cold calling them was to get a meeting, basically to book a call, right? And that was the only reason to do it. And obviously, because they were based in another country, was what we did. We could only do phone sales. So basically, you're doing the same thing now. The only reason you're calling up someone is to book a call. You're not there to pitch on the phone.
No, I'm not pitching. No, I never ever pitch on the phone. That's one thing that, if you get pressured into pitching on the phone, and just make your point clear that you haven't got the time. You're a busy person, so when I speak to people on the phone, I say, look, I haven't got a lot of time, but I thought I just wanted to give you a quick call. I wanted to come in and speak to you for 10-15 minutes and share some ideas with you. And that's the main purpose of my call. All I want to do is just to sit in front of the owner, and I want to book a meeting. So if someone tries to tell me how much you charge, all this, that and the other, I'm not interested. I'll play it right back down to the meeting again, and always bring it back down to, I just want to come in front of you. I haven't really got the time to speak all over the phone right now and kind of go through the whole process. You just want to book a meeting. Don't waste your time with trying to pitch over the phone, because you're going to get your words scrambled. They're going to put you on the spot, and you're not going to be mentally prepared for it. So
okay. So what about the other concern, just briefly before I go on to the other question I want to ask, is what about the getting the results thing? Like, what's the big thing that made a difference for you?
Okay, so getting results. So I mean, first of all, you've got to do your research for each client. So every single industry, so many people think that when you get signed social media marketing clients, there's one size fits all with regards to marketing strategies, and it's not true at all. There's with every single industry, there are different methods that work. I mean, first of all, the first thing I do, I mean, people message me all the time and say, I've got a client now and I need to start making the money. Well, you don't, because with social media, you have to build it up. You have to get from the first month to the third month, you're building their page up. Okay, so all I focus on is engagement ads for the first month. I do a couple of traffic ads, but I'm focusing on people engaging with the content. And it's all about just bringing valuable content to people. So let's say you're a jeweller, you're engaging people, you're asking people, do you like this jewellery? Would you wear this earring? Comment on someone that would enjoy this piece of earring and this piece of jewellery. And you're engaging people, you want people to comment. So many people just post images and they go straight in on sales. Straight away they're trying to sell stuff, and it just turns their audience off straight away, because most of the companies you're going to be working with social media marketing haven't got much of a good Facebook presence at all. So when you do start creating ads, especially if they're spending £500 ad spend, then they're going to be popping up on people's timeline a lot. And if you're just throwing sales down their throat, it's not going to work at all. You need to build that audience up. You need to start getting engagement to start off with. And I think that's really important. Something that people really miss out on, because you don't directly make like a monetary return on investment from engagement ads, but the social aspect is just as important, if not more important, on that first month.
That's wicked. Good advice, I think. Now, the last thing, before we kind of round off the video, is really, what is your advice for someone that is in the position that you were in just a few months ago?
Okay, so you're in the position that I was in a few months ago. I mean, my advice is simple: you just need to take action, and it can't be as simple as that. Because I could be on sick. I dread to think if I started my journey right now, all the time that I've spoken about it, if every single time I called up Jonny and I complained about my job, that I actually took action on those days, I could already be. I'd have 6 figures in the bank, I'd be generating 7 figures a year, and I actually genuinely think that. And by this time next year, there's no reason on the growth, on the way that I'm going right now, that I won't be doing at least $500,000, and that's not an overstatement. And it frustrates me, because if I took action back when I was talking about it, then I would be there right now. But I will be there in a year's time, and I think that's so important. Those of you that are sitting on the fence, that you don't know whether to take the plunge, just do it. Just take action and worry about the rest later. When I signed my first client, I didn't really know how to get results, but I signed the client up and I forced myself to learn. I immersed myself in marketing books. So just take action.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just get it done.
All right, cool guys. So we're going to round that up. What I want you to do, if you want to know more about social media marketing, particularly about kind of signing clients, sales, but like really it's about sales and results. Those are your two main things. Like you're wicked at sales, you know how to get someone to say like yes, but also you're very good at getting the results. And like as someone that's only been doing it a short amount of time, you're way better than the people that have been probably doing it for years and years and years. Which is the crazy thing about it, right?
Yeah.
So if you want information about those two particular things, just head over to Jordan's channel, give him a subscribe, check out some of his videos. He's got quite a few on there now, which are really valuable. And I think that's basically the thing to do. If you want to know more about that, he's the guy to talk to. Don't really ask me because he's better at it. Anything you want to say?
No, I mean, just check out my channel, reach out to me. I respond to absolutely everyone, so yeah. Just send me a message and subscribe.
And get started today, guys. Get started, because you really can change your life.
Yeah, you literally can. You can change your life, so just take action.
Awesome. Right, if you've enjoyed the video, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Or thumbs down button. No, just the thumbs up button. Leave any questions down below. Leave any questions for Jordan as well, if you want to, in the comments. He'll kind of respond over the next couple of days. And of course, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.